Hello, it's Jules. Thanks for coming back for another stitching update. It is August 1st today when I'm doing this video. It's coming out tomorrow the 2nd, and it's just another one of my weekly updates. If you haven't checked out the video on how I grid, if you want to see it or not, you can find the video up here. I did that earlier this week. I kept having questions from people asking about how to grid, so I thought I'd throw together something really short. And hopefully that helped you, because I think I grid a lot because of all the really big projects I do, and it's just so incredibly helpful. So it looks like at least a few people were helped by it so far, so that's really awesome. I got some stuff done this week. I didn't get as much done as I would like to, but I think this coming week is going to be a huge week of stitching. So we'll get to that in a little bit as to why, but all right, so we're going to show you how far I've gotten with everything. If I can, I actually just threw everything on the desk here, and so it's just a pile of stuff right now. So I'm going to show you what I worked on, the dachshund piece, the beginning of the dachshund piece here. Oh, I've got a hair in my eyeball. And I got a little bit more done in some different areas. Now, I did this for the Stitch With Me, or the Stitch Along this weekend, and so I got... move that over. I got the colored part done just to kind of start getting the ear, that part of the ear done. So I got started on that, and then I also did a little bit more purple just to try to fill in a little bit more, but that's about all I got done. I think it was about an hour and a half's worth of work there, but that was about it. I keep getting hairs in my eyeballs. I hate the hairs in my eyeballs. Boba Fett. So let me show you Boba Fett. Got a little bit more done on Boba Fett. I picked up a little more floss than I need to fill in some of these colors, but it's still just the head and sort of the wispy, cloudy thing behind him, as you can see literally right above my head here. So I'm trying to fill this in and then move down on this project so we can start seeing more. We've only seen his head for forever, and it's time to get more of the rest of him put together. It almost looks like it's not going to be big enough though, right? Did I do this right? Boy, that would stink if I actually did this wrong. Huh. What do you guys think? No, it looks like it's a square. I'll have to double check my my stitching, and we'll see how that goes. Well, I got like a whole mess of old roll map 2 right in front of me. We're gonna hold off on that. What else we got? All right, I'm gonna show you Apothecary Shop, because had a little bit of an issue because I had a couple colors missing. I had to, I actually just picked them up before I came home and started this video. So I actually moved ahead to the next page, primarily because I was being held back by the fact that I didn't have this one color primarily. So, and in doing so, I realized that the bottom, if you can see, the bottom is all this like very similar snow color, this white. And that's really the vast majority of this bottom page. So I think once I get all the colored stuff filled in, I think it's going to be a fast page to finish. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So as you can see, I still have more stuff to fill in through here, a little bit down there. Not very much though. And really it's like 3 colors. So one specifically. So then what I did was I came down and I gridded some more for the beginning of the next page. And I actually last night just started a little bit on, and this is, I think this is like 3865, and just the winter white or whatever they call it. And so I just filled in the top little bit here and then started here. But there's a lot of that. I mean, there's a lot of that for the bottom of this page. So there's still like, where is it? I mean, it probably comes down to like about here. Yeah, I didn't give myself, well, I gave myself plenty of room, but I'm going to have a lot of extra room on the bottom, which is totally cool. It's totally cool. But, so that's the page right now. Yeah, it keeps coming, the picture's coming in more and more, so, yeah. But I'm just going to move on, moving on down to the next page. All right, let's go Stormtrooper. So Stormtrooper got some attention yesterday, a little bit of attention, and gosh, can you tell that I'm getting more done? It's so like, it's so intermixed. It's so hit or miss with this. And I did such a bad job with highlighting the gridding process that I really am getting quite close to getting that part done. And then a lot of this down here is just lighter colors all kind of blended in together. And then I get to move on to the next page. But I worked on this a fair bit last night, and I want to make some progress. Finally, right? Finally some progress. So I got Rainy Waterloo Place here. Rainy Waterloo Place. Rainy Waterloo Place. So there we go. So I got a bit more done on this. I still haven't quite fixed. I've fixed partially, but that right there, that's sort of like that green. I don't think that's really supposed to be there. I think it's supposed to be one color, and I grabbed the wrong color when I did that. So I just need to replace that and fix that up. But I got pretty much a lot of the top part done here, finished this, brought this down here. So, it's coming along. It's coming along. And this actually, fell on the floor. So, as you can see, I'm like right here with my stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty good. By halfway, we'd be halfway across in the second row. Pretty happy about that. So yeah, so just more progress. More stitching! More stitching is needed. Throw that up there. Ronnie row. Ronnie row. Here we go. Can you tell? Can you see? Can you tell? Can you see? I hope you can, because I got a lot more done down here, which really doesn't look like a lot, but it's so spaced out. But I did. Can you see how little? Everything that's gridded is what's left to be done. Pretty much, I think. So, I mean, there's not much. There's not much. Anyway, it makes me just a little bit sad. I know I have the Congress one, but I have this story about the first one of these that I did years ago. It was one of the first cross-stitching projects I did. It's probably been about 10 years, 8 or 9, 10 years, something like that. And I remember, because I brought it with me on a trip, it must have been for the holidays, probably Thanksgiving. And I took it to, I remember stitching it in my grandma's kitchen. And and realizing at one point that I had messed up like about, it was probably 500 stitches at least. I mean, I had shifted over like 1 or 2, and imagine if you're doing like a piece like this where you're just doing this top part, and you imagine like somewhere along here you did a row wrong, and then you filled in like all of this or something, and then having to cut it out and then start all over. And that was my first Ronnie row, and it taught me the value of being a little bit more meticulous about how I do things. But I just remember sitting there in my grandma's kitchen doing that, and it's, you know, it's bittersweet. My grandma's been gone for 7 or 8 years, I think, at this point. Maybe, probably less, to be honest with you, 6 or 7. And it's just, I don't know, it's interesting to think back about that. But so Ronnie Row has been around for a long, long time. Not that one, mind you. If you're new to my channel, I have 2 downstairs. I'm going to have to do a video soon where I show downstairs the stitchy wall and see what you guys, you know, and show you guys everything. But I just realized I left E Pluribus Unum downstairs. Tell you what, I'm not going to run downstairs and get it because I might mess the video up. I'll put a picture of it on my blog. If you guys haven't seen my blog, blog's up here, and it's a, you know, pretty much just shows the weekly progress of different projects, what I'm working on. And so if you just want to kind of, if you need a little stitchy inspiration maybe just to see how much I've been doing or how little I've been doing, it might be good. But anyway, the link's going to be up there. Alright, so let me show you Old World Map 2. So you see I finally finished that row. Not the Ronnie row, but I did finish the row. And I'm almost done with this bottom row here. There's a lot of different little tiny individual stitches right through here. So I really need to buckle it down and get all this done. And I'm over halfway through the page, so that makes me very happy. But I want to get this part done so I can move down. Got to move. And basically what will happen is I finish this row, and then I'm just going to scooch this up like an inch or two so that all this row down here fits in, then I don't have to change it again. You guys ask, or some people have asked about, you know, I keep my hoops in, and I do, because I mean, I could take my hoops out to show you guys, but I'm constantly switching from project to project, and just because I work on a project once in a week, I might feel like stitching on it again like in a couple of days, so I just leave it. It's just, I just, you know, outside of this, I needed to move the hoop anyway, so that's why Ronnie Rowe didn't have a hoop this week, but I was moving the hoop anyway, so, but once I get the hoop in place, I just leave it in place. Now, I don't know why, per se, that I don't get hoop marks. You guys have always asked me why I don't have hoop marks. I think part of it might be because I'm using Ada. I'm not sure if linen is more likely to leave hoop marks. I'm not really sure. But I'm also doing full coverage pieces, and so the fabric is being worked really heavily, and perhaps it just won't retain a hoop mark as easily as maybe something else might. But, I mean, you can see how, you know, this thing will sit here for like well over a month on this one spot. And you can see it. That's happened with every other page, but you can't see it. It just falls out. I don't know why. Comments down below. I have no idea. Throw stuff around. I think that's it for stitching progress. You know, Alright, so let me tell you kind of what's been going on to explain to you why I didn't make more progress. I'm going to stretch out here for a second. So, first of all, I'm going to comment on the weather. Weather's been really nice. Weather has been really, really nice. And it's nice and cloudy today, and I'm hoping that we are done with the 90-degree weather. I really am, because it's been 80s all week. It's been 70s once or twice. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Feeling like it's definitely, we're getting into football season, which then begets hockey season. Today is CrossFit Games season beginning. We got the CrossFit Games finals that are on right now. I need to go down and start watching. Oh, I'm tired. But anyway, I'm sitting here trying to remember exactly what it was. So there was something last week that prevented me from being able. Oh, I had to work. That's what it was. That's what the problem was. So last week I had to work every day. And usually I get like a day off during the week and whatnot. So I had to work every day. Plus I worked on Saturday. And then after that, we went someplace for lunch. Oh, we went to the casino for lunch. That's right. We went to a place in Colorado called Blackhawk. And it's a little foothills / mountain town, like over by Boulder. And we traveled over there and had their pretty good seafood buffet. So it was like lobster tail, bunch of chilled shrimp, and then a pile of snow crab. That's what we had. And I ate to my little heart's content. And so I got a little stitching done, but not a lot on Saturday. Sunday was when I got the majority of my stitching done. And then, yeah, so it's been really off. I was really tired this past week, so I just didn't, I have to be relaxed, and I was just a little too high strung every day to get it done. And then I did something weird with my knee yesterday. I've been working on trying to strengthen my legs a bit more, because I can just tell that I'm not, you know, I don't know, I need to strengthen my legs. I used to be quite strong. I used to lift weights. I used to work out like ridiculous, like an hour and a half a day. It was, and then when I had my neck surgery, you see I have had, I don't know if you can see the scars. There's one scar there. The other scar is a little bit better hidden over here. But I've had 2 neck fusions. And ever since the neck fusion surgery, both of them, either one, it's been difficult for me to work out for a variety of reasons. I'm weak, and so when I tried to strengthen, I always inevitably seem like I overdo it, no matter how little I do. And I get muscle cramps and very sore, and it goes up into my head, and I get a headache and whatnot. But I've kind of been moving past that as of late. But what I've been finding is that my legs aren't as strong as I'd like for them to be. So what I've been trying to do is incorporate a bit more circuit training at home. I've got a lot of different like dumbbells and different things that I can use here in the house. Because I know if I get a gym membership, I'm going to go for like 3 weeks and then that'll be it. Because that's how it always works. But I've been doing like squats, with weights, without weights, lunges, all these different things. And I don't think I did anything on Monday. I think it was Sunday that Sunday I definitely got in a good leg workout. And then Monday I was fine. And then Tuesday I woke up and everything was fine at first. And then we have like this bunch of stairs in our house. And I go down the stairs into the kitchen and I'm like, my knee feels a little weird. And I just kind of like, whatever, sometimes it does. But then it kind of got worse over the next half hour to hour before I even went into work, where I could feel my knee was just swelling. And I was starting to get these like sharp little pains, and it just felt bad. And I've had my knee feel bad before, and I kind of know what that feels like. But it was starting to cramp my quads, and it was going down the back of my lower leg, like into my calves. And I'm like, what did I do? And so I went into work, and unfortunately, like I have to be fairly active and whatnot, and it was hurting more and hurting more. And thankfully, I had an opportunity where I was able to call over to the guy, or the chiropractor that I use, the guy that's like the miracle worker for me, who took me from being in constant neck pain, even after my surgeries, to basically get me to a point where, I can actually work out and not hurt there. So I went in to see him over lunch, and basically what he felt like what was going on was my leg was like, let's go, I don't even know. I don't know. Anyway, so my hip was like not in the right spot. It was like moved out a little. It had shifted just like a fraction. And so my foot at the bottom was trying to accommodate the fact that my hip had moved, and so my leg had changed. So my foot was like having to work harder to keep my leg under me. And then on top of that, so what was going on was my knee was being stress was being placed on my knee on one side, so that my kneecap wasn't sliding through the groove the way that it should be. So it was torquing my knee a little bit, and all that inflammation from that was just filling up in my knee joint. So he went in and he like adjusted my foot. Like my foot was really uncomfortable, which was, I didn't realize, it'd never been that uncomfortable getting adjusted before, but it was really uncomfortable. Popped everything back in place, and then worked to get my hip back in place, and then realigned my knee for me, and then did everything else that he always does to get me back in place. And I felt like a different person as soon as I got off that table. I definitely, like, my brain could work. It was night and day, but unfortunately, because of the fact that I had that much inflammation, I did great for like about 3 hours after that, but by about 5-6 o'clock last night, I started having swelling in my knee again. It wasn't feeling good, so I got some stitching done, but not nearly as much as I wanted to, because I wasn't able to focus. But today it's not too bad. I'm gonna be able to rest the rest of the day. I took the afternoon off, and tomorrow's my normal day off, so it's a little swollen, but I'm gonna actually ice it today. He did not want me to ice it yesterday. He said don't do it, because exactly, I can't quite remember exactly what he said, but it was something along the lines of he wanted the knee to try to relax into its normal configuration and not necessarily get cold and kind of tighten and then cause more problems. So and he knows he has worked on many NFL players in his career and still does, and so I figured, well, I'm sure it's pretty good for me too. So, but anyway, so I'm gonna put my knee up and I'm gonna stitch. I'm gonna watch some CrossFit games, and I'm just gonna relax and get more stitching done than I have in a while. So, or maybe a nap. How about a nap? No, I don't need a nap. Oh, there's this lady walking out on the park with her dog. Her dog looks like this big, huge, white, fluffy thing, and he's walking super slow, like way behind her. It's kind of cute. Anyway, we're good. You good? Are you good? You good? Cross stitch. All right, guys. Have a great stitchy week. Check out the blog if you want to follow the progress. And feel free to ask me questions below. And I hope to see you guys soon this weekend, where we will do another stitch with me, stitch along, whatever video, and we'll see what we can do at that point. So take care, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye.